Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Louis, doing a little video here to talk to you about all the mechs and chassis that are available to you to make your next purchase. I want to help you guys finding what suits you well, and I'm going to do a small review very quick on the mechs that I own. Right now I'm into the purchasable, but I'm not going to do every one of them. So the video might take a while, but I assure you, if you're having a lot of MC or C bills and you're not exactly sure where to invest it, I hope I can help you guys. First off, I just want to make something clear. There's two kind of mechs, the IS and the clans. The clans are usually a lot more expensive, even on sale right now. You can see at the difference of pricing, 3 million against 6 million. The clans are extremely more expensive, but they usually come with better equipment and they are usually better overall. The IS though have a much broader customization and are usually a lot less expensive. And the other thing I want to talk to you about is the engine. An XL engine on the IS, if you get one of the two torsos exploded, you'll die. And in the clan version, if one of your two torsos is exploded, you can still win. You have to have both torsos to be destroyed on the XL of a clan to get down, so it has a bit more survivability. So let's get rolling. I'm going to go into my own mech base. So this is all the mechs I have right now, about 103 mechs and about, I don't know, 30 chassis, maybe a bit more. So let's get rolling. I'm gonna start with the light and going down to the king crab, the heaviest of the mechs. So basically, let's start this out. The Locust, small, nimble, very quick. However, it has two very difficult problems. First of all, it has absolutely zero firepower. It doesn't include ECM or anything that is very interesting. If I'm you, I'd skip this one, even if it's very cheap. If you really like the chassis or the look of it, I'd suggest you take the Euro one because it has an ECM capability. But other than that, skip this one. You're not going to make any difference on your team. Mistlinks, first clan, quite quick actually. Can deliver a bit of a punch. It has ECM, which is very good, and it's actually very good to basically do some scouting, jumping, deal light damage. It's not a bad purchase, might be a bit expensive, but it's not a bad purchase at all. However, if you're looking for a light on the clan, I'd suggest you take the Kid Fox. This is a shield for your team. 3 AMS, it can have an ECM 2, and it can have some actual fearsome weaponry, so you can still deal damage with this little guy here, and I mean like a lot. I think I have one of them. This one actually, I think I have one large laser, yeah, one large and two medium, for a total of 25 damage, and it can just simply not get overeat. So those are probably one of my favorite clans on the light mechs. I really consider it if you want to play with a team and help them have a lot more defense. This is a good purchase. The Adder, small but very destructive. This actually can have a lot of weaponry onto it. It doesn't have ECM, and it always comes with a flamer, weirdly enough. But the design makes it that it's actually good for peeking. It's quite quick, quite nimble, perfect for harassing. Don't expect to take a lot of damage, but it's actually quite a good mech. Firestarter, probably the best of the lights right now. This has a lot of meta. It can carry on a lot of weaponry. It is quite fast, like this one is at 118, this one is 129. They are not mastered, so you can get up to 130, maybe 140. And they have a lot of firepower, like I told you. They are very well sturdy, so if you want to have a light that is cheap, but you can have a lot of module and engine swaps and shit like that to start modifying it, I suggest to take this one. It's very good. The Jenner, just another runner. I think the other models are a bit more versatile, a bit better. It doesn't have extremely a lot of range or basically a lot of possibility, but the thing is it's quite fast, and the problem also is that it has a lot of side profile, so make sure that you don't peek too much on the side. It's actually very easy to get down. To harass though, it's perfect. You're gonna like this one if you like running around and just harassing with a little bit of weaponry. I suggest to take this one. It's pretty good. The Cicada, big on its legs. This one is a medium, so we're taking one notch up into the classes. I'd suggest, this one is not very good, I'd suggest to take the 3M if you really want one. Why? Because this one has ECM and you can have a lot of weapons on it. I usually go ECM, 2 large laser, and sometimes a small just to make sure on the center torso. And you can harass, you can protect your team, so good overall. It can go quite fast too. The Blackjack. Nimble, quite quick, but however it is quite large and high on its feet. It doesn't have a lot of armor, to be honest, so you might find yourself just helping your team a bit from far. It's not a rusher, otherwise it'll get killed quite easily. Not a bad mech, not exactly the most powerful, but I'm sure for the price you can have a lot of fun with it. The Ice Ferret. I'd suggest you pass this one. It's very fucking quick. I mean, I think it goes to 145 when it's actually mastered. It's ridiculously quick, but you will have so much little weapons that it's not really worth it in the end. You will not deal a lot of damage. It's made like for harassing and pursuing enemies, but other than that, it's not exactly where you want to go with a medium. I mean, the lights are better at it, and they have a much more lower profile, so I'd skim this one altogether. It doesn't look too bad though, but even with speed, the damage count is so low, it doesn't really worth it. The Centurion. This is one of the favorite IS mechs, I guess. I'd suggest if you go with this one, go with an XL. Why? It's because the side torso is so small that you can actually have a lot of damage input and make sure that you know still have a lot of survivability. One thing though, use this shield right there. The quirks and everything makes use of your left side to protect. If you're using this well, it can really make a difference on the team. It's probably one of my favorite. I have 5 of them, including the Yenlo, and it can deliver some really deadly blows. So this one is a good one. Hunchback, another IS. Those are probably one of my favorites mediums. The reason is it has a very high weapon mount, so you can peek very easily, and its damage output is very efficient. AC 20 here, and here I have a 6 medium pulse. They're quite quick, and they are absolutely very fun to enjoy, to play. I suggest if you want to invest a bet, take either both the 4G or the 4P. Both are extremely fun little builds to play. Clan Nova, very powerful build. This one always comes with jump jets, and it's quite quick. It can be very destructive. I have some build who has about 12 small medium pulse. It's ridiculously powerful. It's a very good build. It doesn't have that much armor though, for the size though, I have to say this. It's pretty big. It doesn't look that big, but compared to the Hunchback, I mean the large, its shoulder mount and everything like that, it can take quite a lot of space. So it's not a bad build at all. This one is a good choice. I had a lot of fun with it, so overall pretty good. The Griffin, I don't like this one, to be honest. The weapon design are so weird. The art points like subsystem, they are way too much scattered around. I do not suggest to take any of those. They are big, they are not really well armored, and they are simply bad to play. To be honest, they are getting much more rare right now in the battlefield because people have noticed that they are huge, and yet they don't have that much firepower, and they lack a lot of survivability. So if you really want this kind of mech humanoid form, I suggest you go with the Kintaro. It's a bit smaller, and it has the same kind of armor, but this one has a lot of very efficient build. The LRM5 both, or basically just you can have PPCs on those. It's pretty good actually. Excel Engine, I'd suggest Excel Engine this one because it's the same. Torsos are very small. So yeah, this one is not a bad build at all. Kintaro, suggest it. Shadowhawk, it's pretty big on its length. It's actually pretty tall, and it has the same purpose as the Hunchback. So basically, you have a shoulder mount, so easier to peek, and it has 5 more tons, which makes it a bit more survivable. and can have a bit more firepower. So Shadowhawk is not a bad take at all. I don't really especially like playing with it, to be honest, but that's an opinion. So overall, it's a good mech. Don't worry about it. The Stormcrow, probably the best medium mechs of the game right now. Per tonnage, this is ridiculously powerful. It goes insanely fast. You can, I think, max it to 110 or something like that. It has a lot of firepower. Like this one, I have just medium pulse and I have 40 alpha. This one has 56. This one 41 on medium, 55 ton. This one is a winner. If you want to go medium clans and you're not exactly sure, this one is an all-time winner. The only problem is that its shoulder and torsos are coming before the cockpit, so you will have to show yourself a bit more, a bit in front before being able to fire. So a bit more coverage to do here. Wolverine, nothing special about them. The metaball, sorry, is the 4 pulse into the right arm that you can actually switch out and do a bit of damage. But other than that, it's not bad by any measure. I just find it very, very boring to play. It lacks personality altogether. But if you like the chassis, it's not a bad build. You can do stuff. You can still do stuff with it. However, it's not comparable to the Shadowhawk or the Stormcrow. Those are just gonna kill it. The Dragon. Now this is the first of my heavies. It's absolutely quick on the battlefield and well made. It can actually deliver quite a punch. The problem is its center torso is so huge that usually you're gonna die very, very quickly. You have to run your dragons with Excel engines. It is a requirement to have the most proficiency with it. You have to invest into an Excel engine to make sure that you're going quick on the battlefield and that you can have a lot of firepower with it. Mad Dog, very good build. High cockpit, a lot of weapon. It usually goes between ballistic and lasers. I mean lasers and missiles, or ballistics and missiles. In either case, it's like a little mad cat. A lot of survivability. It goes quite fast. Good mechs overall. Maybe a bit of a problem in the center torso, but other than that, it's very, very good. This one, you're not gonna be disappointed at all with it. The Quick Draw, not exactly my favorite one. I think they are a bit too big for their own purpose. However, well made, you can deliver and take a lot of damage. They are not bad at all. Excel engine can be a good option depending on what you want to do, rolling or just long range sniping. It has kind of a high mounting weapons, so it's not a bad build. However, there are better options out there. The Catapult. They are mainly made for usually missile boats, and they deliver it quite well. Another one with its center torso, actually both torsos quite exposed, but they are quite good. A lot of survivability, and the Catapult K2 with its high mounting weapons actually gives you a lot of advantage in peeking. Not bad mechs at all, and I think they look pretty sweet. Overall, good mechs. I had a lot of fun with them, and I'm still playing them daily. Warhammer, Hellbringer, same thing, really. Good mechs, clans, expensive, ECM though, high mounting weapons. Overall, those are pretty good. You can mount a lot of weapons, it has a lot of damage. It's quite quick for heavy, 81 kph, and I think it has an XL too, so watch out for those torsos. But overall, you can deal a lot of damage and be very helpful for your team. So if you like the design, really go with this one. It's expensive, but worth it. Jaeger mechs. If you're an IS love guy, this is actually very, very fun to play. Very high mounting point all the time, and it has a lot of punch. I usually go with the quadruple AC5, the double AC20, or basically normal setup with missiles and ballistic weapons. So those are fun to play. Not exactly quick on the battlefield, but as a long-range sniping, picking, and just using your cover, this is extremely powerful. I'd really suggest you take those on the battlefield. They're very efficient. The Thunderbolt. They are usually used for bolt of lasers because they have a lot of quirks for the laser duration, range and basically heat management. So if you're using this one, either go with a big laser bolt or use your missile points to deliver death from afar. The problem it has, however, is because it's quite large, so you might take a lot of damage. It's not bad at all, it's just a bit buffy, and but it can actually deliver a lot of damage. Cataphract, it came out a bit out of fame lately, but I still like it a lot. The ballistic hardpoints on this one makes it very powerful. I use it to core enemies in matters of seconds. Like this one has 3 UAC5, lots of ammo, 3 small lasers. It's just fun to play overall. They're not quick and they're a bit big. However, the firepower, there's nothing to say about it. Summoner, expansive and a bit less powerful than the Hellbringer for the sole purpose that it doesn't have ECM. However, when it comes to weapon management, it's very good. It has a lot of firepower on this one. Don't worry about being exposed. It can also take quite a punch. So this one, not a bad deal at all. The thing is weird though, is the cockpit is actually like asymmetric with the whole body. It's gonna feel weird a bit. You'll have to get used to it. Because you have to center yourself when you're moving and shit like that. But overall, it's a very nice mech to play. The Timberwolf, probably the favorite and probably one of the most powerful mechs of the game. Expansive, but such a very deadly mech on the battlefield. This one, you have a lot of possibilities with those mechs. They are quick, they are powerful, long range, close quarter. Those are very powerful and extremely well made mechs. The clans really this is the signature mech. You can't really go wrong. Even with the quirks, people on the forums have been, crying out loud that the quirks are being too harsh and the lasers are now useless and blah blah. Don't listen to them. It's still a very powerful build. If you're going with a Timberwolf, you're not going wrong. This is extremely powerful. Gargoyle, first of my assaults. It's a runner basically. This one has such a speed on the battlefield, 81 for an assault with 494 of armor. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's like a linebacker. The problem is it has so much less room for weapons. You have about 21 tons to put all your weapons and all your heat sinks, so it makes it a bit weak on the firepower output. I guess if you really want to rush in with the mediums and the quicker AVs, you can take this one, but overall I guess against any other assault it's gonna lose its battle. It's as ridiculous as it seems. This one is fun to play. It's, like I said, very quick. It has a lot of hardpoints, but you have such less firepower, you have such less room for real damage output that it's almost not useless, but it's making it a little bit unfair. The Victor. To have this mech actually at its full capability, you have to put an XL engine on it, and an XL engine on an assault mech is not good, makes it extremely vulnerable. However, well mounted with 80 tons overall, you can have a lot of damage output. I like this mech. It can go quite fast for an assault. However, it's very fragile, so watch out. It's very big, and it's kind of nice, I'll be honest. It's nice, but since the jump jet nerf, it's not that efficient, so buyers beware. Battlemaster, we're topping up a mech here with a lot of armor, lots of hard points. However, a bit big, I'd be honest. It has a lot of firepower capability. It's not a bad mech. It is a bit slow though. For an 85 tons mech, it kind of needs a big engine to make it go to speed. It's not bad. If you take this one, you have to have some hard points master. You have to be quite good to pilot this one efficiently. However, there are better options outside. Stalker, basically a weapon platform. This has so many hard points. You can mount so many weapons and deal so many damage. However, it's a bit fragile, and it is having an enormous profile. So this is its main problem. It kind of can go quickly, with the right engine, and it has a lot of firepower output, like I said. So this one is not a bad take at all. If you go with laser boats or missile boats, very, very good mechs assaults. However, they're not really made for brawling. I'll be honest on this. The Warhawk, my favorite mix of the clans, as it is for the assault. Probably one of the best assault right now. Lots of firepower, lots of options for art points. Quite quick, 71 kph with an assault at 85 tons. Very quick, indeed, very powerful. If you're going with this one, you're not going to be disappointed. It's very expensive though, but for its worth of money, it's very, very nice. It's mainly very, very powerful when you're playing with your team and you want to have a lot of mobility. This is the assault to go with. No problem with it. It's probably one of my favorite of all time. The Highlander. It's like a small Atlas. 90 tons. It can deliver a lot of punch. However, the problem is it still was using the jump jets kind of build, and now that's been nerfed. And you have to sacrifice a lot of firepower to get your mech out up to its proper height. So to be honest, I like it, but go with the Stalker or the Atlas at this point. Do not spend too much time on this one. It's very mean looking. The main problem is that it's not a bad mech at all. It just isn't special. You're better off with other options. So I'd skip this one. But if you really, really want some jump jet assault, it can be an option for you. The Atlas is the signature assault destructive mech of the IS. Very big, never put an XL engine onto it. This is pure brawling. This one has a DDC, can have an ECM. The other don't, but they still pack quite a punch. It is made for enduring and brawling and supporting your team, being a menacing on the battlefield. It has almost 60 more hard points than its counterparts of the Highlander. So it's really not a bad mech. It's very slow though, so beware. And it packs quite a punch. You can't go wrong with this one. And to be honest, without the XL engine, at its price, it's fairly cheap. So not a bad mech at all. The Dire Wolf, nothing more deadly on the battlefield. It is the most powerful mech of the game. It has so much hard points, it has so much damage output. It's simply death on the legs. However, it is extremely slow, with 53 kph. The problem comes that if you have a team that has high on mobility, you will be left behind and slow your team, blah, blah, blah. So make sure that your team is made for this kind of build, or more slow and bulky rather than mobility. Rather than mobile, but otherwise it's a very good mech. Extremely expensive though, and you will spend a lot if you want to have some good omnipods and some good firepower. Overall though, extremely powerful mech. You can't go wrong with this one. Finally, last but not least, King Crab. Basically this is the IS equivalent of the Direwolf, so a bit like small, not really humanoid. The cockpit is very centered, big room for a lot of damage. I think this one I run it with double AC-20, so very deadly. It looks extremely awesome though, I have to say this. Seeing this walking the battlefield, it looks menacing, and it is. It has a lot of armor, lots of places for weaponry and stuff like that. So this is a King Crab, and it's not a bad build, maybe a bit expensive for an IS mech. No need for XL engine like the Atlas. You meant to receive and deal damage overall, so not a bad mech at all. So yeah, that was it. About 30 chassis. I hope I could help you guys. Like I said, if there are some chassis that you have questions, because I only reviewed the one that I know as it is right now, but if there are some that are interesting for you and you want to have some review on it, I'm pretty sure just ask in the comments. Ask into the forum and someone will answer you quite quickly. Of course, I don't own them all. I've tried them, like the Awesome. I didn't like it at all, so I'm just leaving it for another review maybe when I'm gonna have it and try it better. But overall, I hope this was helping you guys, and as usual, take care. Bye bye.